My name is Sean, and I am a professional videographer and photographer living in Paris, France. This is my first video on my YouTube channel. Yeah, YouTube. So it has been 4 years since I've started working in Paris, and it has been a crazy 4 years. From side hustles to make ends meet, to COVID coming in and ruining basically an entire year of work, and now a steady group of clients that I work for as both a photographer, videographer, and a lot of other hats, retoucher, video editor, etc., 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 etc. I'd like to share my experience as a freelancer and the top 4 things that I've learned over the past 4 years working in Paris. Number 1, learn as much as you can. When I started working as a photographer, I had no business experience. I had worked for a lot of people, but I've never run my own business. I'd never been a freelancer, so I had to learn everything as I went. I filled out all of the administrative forms to be properly declared as a freelancer, which in France is no simple feat. I got insurance, I invested in equipment. After a lot of online articles and YouTube videos and books and finally calls with some professionals, I think I finally kind of figured out more or less what I'm doing. I've been learning about different editing applications, different cameras, light. I basically opened myself up to being a sponge, which is something that I personally love to do, and I just absorbed everything that was given to me. And any time that anyone would suggest that I look into something, I took that time. Of course, there's only so much time in a day, so you have to make the decision about what you're most interested in and what could perhaps serve your business the most. And then you might have to leave some things for later or never. But I try to explore as much as I can. One website that I really highly recommend is creativelive.com. They have a ton of courses in video and photography, music, administration, like mindset, all kinds of different things, and I really, really recommend them. No, this is not a sponsor. It's just really good. Among all of the things that I've learned, what is the most important? Asking for help. Ask for help. Ask for help. Ask for help. Ask people in your friend group. You never know who's going through the same problems or has recently gone through the same problems and might have found the answers. And ask professionals. Seriously, like the amount of time I've lost asking around online, looking through articles, trying to find the answers I needed for like accounting help, when the quickest answer was just to call an accountant. Okay, I'm a little bit lucky because I live in France and I called an accountant and I got my answers for free. Hallelujah! Honestly, the money that you spend to talk to somebody is money that you will then be able to make because you will not be sitting in front of your computer looking up articles trying to figure out how things work. Like, literally, talk to a professional. Talk to a professional. I know it sounds obvious, but like when you're a freelancer and you're trying to make ends meet, spending money to talk to somebody is sort of like the last thing you want to do. But really, to feel that you are secure, to feel that you have the answer, that you're not going to get chased around by like the IRS or something afterward. It's just to have peace of mind. It makes everything worth it. Number 2, find peace with conflict. I'm somebody that likes to avoid confrontation. I'm from Minnesota. We do that. We like to smile and pretend that nothing's happening. But confrontation makes me generally anxious. And it's not even like fights or something. We're talking like, oh, I need to call someone because there's a misunderstanding in an email and there's no problem, but we just need to like talk about it. Like that's something that I've really had to work through. Another big thing is just simply asking to be paid what you're worth. And that's a confrontation that I've had to work through with myself, but also people that don't necessarily agree with your rates or people that don't understand your rates. These are things that you have to work through. One strategy that I've learned to work through confrontation is picking up the phone and calling someone. Texts and emails can be really efficient sometimes, unless you spend like 10 hours looking at your email and changing every word and calling. You get on the phone, you can hear inflection, you can really get right to the point. You can write down a few questions before you make the phone call so that you know what you need to know. And when you're on the phone, you're not lost. Like these are huge things, and that's a whole nother YouTube video, but like learn to deal with confrontation, like please. Number 3, or 3, depending on which country you're in. Sometimes less is more. I love new gear. I mean, I'm a photography video guy. There are always more toys to buy. There are always more pixels. There's always a better autofocus. There's always a better like stabilization in your camera. That being said, the most important purchases I have made are the ones that were not impulse buys, but were the ones that I needed for a job and knew I would need for many future jobs. Those client projects that I knew I would need a certain camera, a certain lens, I first rented that equipment. And then once I decided that I liked that equipment and that it would serve me for my future projects and my future clients, that was when I made the decision to invest. I think that only when you start to see the limits of the equipment that you actually have, can you make an informed decision about what you should buy next. And then again, you need to see if this purchase will then be a good investment for your business or for your art. Will you be able to get something out of it? That's a question that only you can answer. Can't answer it for you. But yeah, start with what you have. And number 4, listen to your inner artist. I found myself doing all kinds of different things. Actor headshots, photos and videos of shows, food photography, interviews, documentary work, fiction work. Many of these opportunities came out of nowhere, and I was lucky to be able to say yes to them. Others were things that I put my head down and I focused on to make them become a reality. But what is certain is that the artist in me still needs to explore. There are some subjects that interest me more than others, or my interest fluctuates with time. So sometimes I really want to do portrait photography. Other times I really want to learn like VFX and 3D modeling. I haven't yet dabbled in that, but like it's still on my mind. And I think it's really important to explore. There are so many things that are moving and changing in technology, in video and photo arts, now with artificial intelligence. Like there's so much. And sometimes you'll learn techniques in one space that transfer beautifully to another. So it's important to be able to make those connections and to be able to bring different things that perhaps a specialist in one style won't be able to bring to the table. Being able to be open and to explore can open doors that you never knew you'd be able to open. And frankly, for me, it's the best. It's the reason I got into this. So these are the big things that I want to share here today about my experience developing and growing over the past 4 years. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked this, please click the like button, please subscribe, leave some messages in the comments or on my Instagram, like go for it. And let me know if there are other things you'd like to know in another video of my experience of opening a business in France, being an American. And let me know what interests you the most of the different things that I shared today. Be well, have a good one, bye bye.